Hi, I'm Greg Dell here with attorney Alex Palomara, and today's disability benefit tip is to discuss what to expect if you have a One America long-term disability denial. And Alex, One America was American United Life Insurance Company is kind of the parent company, and they use this One America as their marketing name for their long-term disability group benefit product that they sell. And you've handled many claims with this company, but when the claimants call you and they say, look, I've been denied by One America, what are going to be the most important things that you have to start gathering, we want to talk about, and why do we really need that information so that we can begin the process to try to get the claimant's benefits reinstated?
Definitely, yes. Like you said, they're not one of the bigger long-term disability insurance providers, but we have history with them. We do handle appeals against them and lawsuits against them. But when somebody calls me after they've been denied disability benefits, the one thing I need to see is a copy of that denial letter. Denial letter is very important because the insurance company is tasked with putting their justification, the reasoning behind their decision to either deny your claim initially or deny if you've been on claim for a number of months or years. The justification has to be in there. Maybe they sent you to an independent medical examination. Maybe they did an independent consultant's review. Maybe they did surveillance. All that information has to be listed in the denial letter. That's the first thing I need to see to figure out what they're hanging their hat on and why they believe that you're not disabled, even though you're probably saying that you are disabled. So we need a copy of that denial. That's the first thing I need.
And a lot of people initially get a phone call from the adjuster and say your claim's going to be denied, and they often call us, they find us and call us right away, but they don't have that denial letter. So when that denial letter is going to come to them, it's going to be a few pages. Sometimes it's 2 pages and it's just cookie cutter. Sometimes it could be 10 pages. It just depends on the quality of the claims adjuster who's writing the denial letter and how much information they have. But that's just a scratching the surface of having that denial letter. Then the second most important tool that you're going to want to obtain is the claim file. What is that and what are you looking for in that?
So if I take on a case, the first thing I'm doing is ordering a copy of the claim file from the insurance company. They are required by law under these group disability insurance policies to give it to you. You know, most of these group disability insurance policies are governed by the federal ERISA laws, the Employee Retirement Income Security Act. Under those laws, they have to give you a copy of the claim file, and it's great because the claim file has all the documentation in there. Any document that you created, your doctors created, any testing that you did and submitted to them has to be inside this claim file. On the flip side, any document that they created, if they went out and hired a doctor to perform a review of your medical records, that report has to be in there. If they did surveillance, those reports have to be in there. If they did, if they did a consultant's review that was favorable to your claim, it has to be in there. If it's, one that was supportive of their decision to deny, it has to be in there. If they did an independent medical examination, it has to be in there. So the insurance company can't be hiding anything from you. It all has to be in the claim file. So the claim file is so very important because it has all that documentation in there. More often than not, it also has a copy of the policy in there. And you need to review all these documents, all this information to figure out where the insurance company is wrong and what holes you can poke in your theory when you actually file the appeal.
And when you get this claim file, usually I know it's a minimum 500 pages to thousands of pages. We've had claim files that are 20,000 pages. Is there a required format with a table of contents or some kind of manner the law says it has to be organized, or is it just a box of papers and good luck finding what you need?
It's a box of papers. It takes time to go through all of it. Sometimes it can be intimidating when I open up one and I see it's a couple thousand pages. Sometimes I'm okay, but sometimes it goes above 5,000, I know I'm going to be spending an entire day or 2 or 3 going through this document to figure out. I'm making my own table of contents. They don't tell you where anything is inside of there, so I'm going down and marking at each page where everything is in this PDF document. Figure out if I need to go back to it, or if I need it for the appeal or for whatever reason, I'm figuring out where everything is. Other thing I need to find out is where the policy's at in that claim file. I need to go through the policy. I need to figure out the different terms and conditions of this policy, whether the policy has discretionary language, this, that, and the other, because the terms of your strategy for an appeal or your strategy for a lawsuit turns on the information inside this claim file.
Okay, well, I know we're just scratching the surface here with the fact that what are the initial things that are going to be needed to pursue a long-term disability denial against One America, and obviously a copy of the policy is going to be the most, copy of the denial letter is going to be the most important, and then a copy of the policy, which will be within the claim file. But just with the denial letter, I know that we can offer a free initial consultation. We can immediately discuss through a phone call whether or not it's a claim that we think you could prevail on, and whether or not, whether it's you, one of our other lawyers, or any members of our team can help them to to reverse that long-term disability denial. So no matter where you live, we look forward to the opportunity to speak with you and provide you with a free initial consultation so that we can do everything possible to get your benefits reinstated with One America.